I tell you what, there's a question for you. Who do you think's going to be the big casualty of the season? Because there will be one. It's impossible for Manchester United, Newcastle, Spurs, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal. You can't all have a good season. It's literally impossible. And you know, we have a top 7 now. It used to be the top 6, but I think we have a top 7 now with Newcastle. So one of those clubs, maybe 2 of those clubs, maybe 3 of those clubs are going to have a bad season. I reckon now it's really difficult to predict who that's going to be. But it's impossible for them all to have a good season. So, but one of them will. I mean, I'd say it's very unlikely to be Liverpool. It could be Arsenal, but I think Arsenal have been ridiculously consistent over the last 3 years, and I think Gyökeres will be a revelation. Man City, unlikely to do 2 years in a row. Chelsea seem to be on the up. Newcastle are always written off, and Eddie Howe always does a good job. Spurs look like they've got some stability with Thomas Frank, and Man United can't be as bad as they were last year. So I think it's hard to predict out of the top 7 who's going to have a bad season. But this is the great thing about before a ball is kicked. Everybody's positive. After 6 games, somebody will have had a shit start. And the pressure will be on. Because the press love that. No, I think with Thomas Frank, what we're looking at is a coach who has a distinctive style of play. And I think if he gets player buy-in, he won't fail. It's just about how entertaining it's going to be for Spurs fans and how high he can take them. So I think he's, well, as Trill says, he's a pragmatic coach who works on, he's almost like a modern day Pulis, Sam Allardyce, etc. And I'm not saying he plays the same way, but in a modernistic way, so's Glasner at Crystal Palace. Like, they are the modern day Pulis and Allardyce because they defend ridiculously well. They're not massively bothered about having 40 or 30% possession, but when they attack, they're very, very efficient. And we saw that with Ivan Toney, and we saw it with Wizza and Mbeumo last year. So I think if Thomas Frank can get the buy-in from the players, and that's a big thing to get from Spurs, because as we know, they are light switch players, then it could be a very interesting period for Tottenham. And of course, he is already in the Champions League. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they do. I think it's going to be a really good year in Europe for English clubs. I think Aston Villa will win the Europa League. I mean, Nottingham Forest are in the Europa League. They might do quite well. I don't know how you juggle both, but they might do well. I've never had any problems juggling both. But the point is, when I was playing FIFA, you're filthy. What are you talking about? We're a football channel. I was talking about when I was bloody playing FIFA, when I was in Europe and the league. But yeah, Spurs have got European football as well. They've got a good squad. They really have.